So back in February, I did a video and showed some Morgan dollars that were oxidized from being in those acidic envelopes. And then I restored them and showed the results in the video. I got mixed reviews, but most people understand what I did. I actually cleaned these coins, but I restored them professionally based off of a couple decades that I've been doing this. Now, if you haven't seen that video, hit this video right now and go to the link in the description or the pinned comment and watch that video first so that you can look at the coins and examine them to see that these are the exact coins. Because I know some people are going to say they're not the same. They are the same coins. But we're going to look at what PCGS thought of the coins that I sent to them after I cleaned on them, after I dipped these coins. So let's get started. Here's the video. Did I ruin my silver Morgan dollars restoration attempt? February 16th, 2022. You can even go to my channel and search it. You can go Coin Help You and search at YouTube. Coin Help You, did I ruin my silver dollars? It'll come up as well. It was a pretty popular video. But watch that video first before you watch the rest of this video if you haven't seen it. So here we go. Here is my account at PCGS. All of these here are the submissions that I currently have at PCGS. And this is the one that we're talking about. 9 coins. They received these right here. 3/2 of 22. I just got them back yesterday. I mean, we're talking a long time to wait to do this. They still have it in quality check, but yet they showed up here yesterday. So, like I said, it's a mess at PCGS. And the other ones, I guess. I didn't mean to rhyme there, but anyway, let's take a look. This is the results of my restoration attempt, okay? I received a Mint State 64, a 65, a 63, a genuine Unk Details, a 65, a 64, a 63, and 2 more 64s out of all those coins. Now, before anybody says anything, I mentioned at the end of my video that I might miss 1 or 2 being problem-free. And I did, as always. And it was the worst one out of the bunch. The one that was toned up or at least oxidized the most and has fingerprints on it. You can identify it easily in the video. I knew that it was the worst one, but, like I said, I knew that one of them would probably end up being like this. It happens in every submission. 1 of them gets cleaned. 2 of them, it just happens. So we're going to take a look at these coins, but these are the results. And like I tell people, I didn't remove the original layer that was struck on those coins. That oxidation happened at such a minor molecular level that it didn't affect it enough to where it's considered harshly cleaned or cleaned in a like I said, a harsh way. I call it a type 2 cleaning where you harshly clean a coin. This was a minor type 1 cleaning where you just kind of remove some of the unsightly residue from a little bit of a chemical reaction with some of the molecules of the metal. That's all it was. Okay, so the coins that was over there at PCGS, and you can see they didn't, when you look in this video, they didn't tone up anymore. They stayed the same pretty much, maybe just a tad bit on a couple of them. So let's take a look at these coins. So I've got my new gray sheet here, adjust the camera. And this is the July 2022 issue. I'll show you real fast because we're celebrating our independence, July 4th coming up here. So that's a fitting coin for the actual red, white, and blue. Pretty nice. So here we go. We're going to take a look at these. And this one is the 1880S. And it is still a nice looking coin. You can still see that some of the remaining toning that's on the coin. But when you look at the 80S in the video, you can see that the marks here. You see the one coming down on the cheek and the little dark area up on the hair there. And I went through the video and I paused it and looked at the coins. I want to make sure because I can ID these coins easily and match them. And here is the 1883 and the die crack. That's real obvious. As well as the marks here you can see on the coin. And this one received a 65. I didn't expect to get any 65s. I thought 63s, maybe 62. maybe a 64, but so the results were a little better than what I thought they would be, but I am happy with it, obviously. And an 1884 O Mint State 63. Now, all the coins that were circulated, I sold those as AU details to someone as clean coins. Now I got to decide on these. Do I sell these as a whole lot? Do I sell these separately? Do I sell them as a restored lot, as seen in video, maybe? Put it up as auction? Is there enough people out there that's interested in buying these as a lot? And see, when you see marks like this, it is easily discernible. This is the 1884 O Mint State 64. And like I said, you can see the clash marks. You can see different things on it. It's undeniable which coins they are. Here's a black mark coming off the arrows. Like I said, I would never fool people. I would never play games like that with you guys. I would never, ever be so dishonest as to switch coins out to make it look like I can restore coins and they weren't cleaned. I would never do that. I promise you 100% on my heart that these are the same coins. So here's the 1884 O Mint State 65. So I got another little gem coin. Like I said, it was well worth doing. I mean, as far as grade's concerned, these will, they sell for a good price. I probably offer them at a little bit of a discount because of this. Like I said, I might sell them all together. Who knows? And then here's the one that was genuine altered surface, unk details. I think the altered surface part is right here. That's the part that caught them. But, like I said, I figured one of them would get this at least. So one is better than two. Then we have a 19020, and it got Mint State 63. And, it's marked up. I thought this would be one of the 62s, but they decided it was a 63. I still don't agree with that. I think that it's a 62 to me, but, I don't mind getting an overgrade every once in a while. Then here is another 19020, and it's a Mint State 64. It's another one. It just looks kind of marked up. And then here's the reverse. And then here's the 1921 Mint State 64. Yeah, it's a nice looking coin. Like I said, the definite mark from another reeded edge. And so they're easily identifiable. So there you have it. That's what PCGS thought of my restoration methods, my cleaning methods. Not all coins can be done this way, okay? I pass up a lot of coins, don't touch them, don't do anything to them. A lot of times what happens is a coin's already been cleaned, it tones up, and then you take it back there and you try to restore it or dip it or whatever you need, trying to do to it. And all of a sudden that toning's gone and that coin, the cleaning's revealed. That's where people think they've messed up coins and cleaned coins when they've used this method. The easiest is something that I use. I have other little things that I do, but like I said, my videos, I'm not instructing people on how to clean their coins, okay? That is a personal choice. If you get the acetone out and you try to remove something off your coin like tape or glue, there are methods that are appropriate and that can be used on coins. I know people have this huge aversion to rubbing or doing anything to a coin, but I don't know how to say it any more than I can say it here. I have 20 years experience doing this with coins, and I learned by trial and error, talking to other dealers, reading about chemistry, coin chemistry, metallurgy and things like that, toning and oxidation, to find a way to where I could actually make coins look better, because it's not just about the profits here. Even though that's how I make my money, what I'm trying to get at is that you take coins that are they have something wrong with them. And for me, when I see PVC on a coin or I see some real dark stuff on a coin, I don't know if that's going to destroy that coin over time or not. It's like you go to the Sistine Chapel or any other painting and it gets something on the outside of it and they restore them. That's what's going on here, and you have to do that to preserve things. And these are works of art to me. They're important to me. I would never sit here and tell people, oh, I've destroyed coins. I'll just clean and rub on them. Just use Q-tips. Just do this and that. I have a method to doing things, and I'm just like I said, I'm not giving classes on that because I'm not going to be responsible for people cleaning their coins. But the bottom line is that too many people misunderstand this, and they won't watch the whole video, and they take out certain things that I say. But I'm here to tell you this all works, okay? This is how it's done in this business. This is what you do when you're a professional. And believe me, I'm a professional. I pay attention to the smallest details of things that I do to the coins that I have. So you're watching someone who's doing this for a long time, not just some fly by night, not just some coin dealer in a hole trying to clean his coins up to make them worth more money. That's not how I do it. That's not what my mindset is. So anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, comment, hit the sub button, and have a great day.